In this video, I want to break down 3 forms of truth and how it can help you be more confident in your personal life, but also confident in your decisions in business. And when I discovered these things 1 or 2 years ago, it was truly life-changing for me, because it changes your environment and it makes your decision clear and gives you a certain self-reflect. You gotta get into all of this, and the first thing is, of course, being truthful, being honest with yourself, because there's different frequencies, right? Everything vibrating, and you can feel it if you enter a room. It's either like hateful energy or like shy, or anything that people do. But then there's also good frequencies like love. It's the second best frequency, but then there's a frequency 500 times higher in its authenticity, and this means being completely truthful, having no lies, no construction of lies, no mask you have to hold up to. You're completely free, you can move quick, and you can just be yourself, and this frequency is gonna elevate everything. So being truthful with yourself is the first thing, and that is all about, self-reflecting. But also, nobody's gonna know if I go running in the morning, if I really wake up at 5 a.m, if I'm gonna run that extra mile. Nobody's gonna see it, but me, in my mind, I'm gonna know, did I run it? Am I really the person that I say I am? And am I really living up to what I can actually do? If I'm sick, I could tell myself, oh, it's not possible. But maybe in the back of my mind, I know, oh, it might actually be possible. And then also your insecurities. Some people, they are insecure about something, and then they are just, listening to music, trying to distract themselves with friends. They couldn't even sit and staring at the wall, because their own thoughts would make them crazy. So you really have to confront yourself with your own thoughts and get to know yourself, be completely truthful about yourself, and attack every insecurity. Like every lie you have. Some people try to hide their lies and just forget about them. I would actually find them. Like I was lying to my friends that I'm making money with YouTube Shorts, because I was obsessed with it, working on it every day, and I was not making one single euro. And yesterday I made 100 euros. Today it's probably gonna go, or 120 or something. So now I'm making the money, but that's only because I realized, okay, I'm not making it. Stop living in fantasy land. And I was lying to them, because I looked crazy doing it all day, and I wanted to look crazy. I wanted to be like a guy who has had kind of success. So you really have to be like, no, I lied to you for years, even if it's for years, and just completely be free. Find every lie and attack every insecurity you have about anything. Because a guy who is, for example, overweight and wants to lose weight, he's attacking his insecurities. But then there can be a super jacked guy, top form, but he's the last week he's been eating in more calories, he didn't hit his workouts. He's gonna be more, I'm ashamed and shit. And shame leads to insecurities, leads to not attacking the truth, and this can lead to manipulation, so the fat guy can be, yeah, I'm losing the weight, I'm attacking the truth, and he has more energy and he's more confident than a guy who's actually checked. So this is a kind of paradox. But shame can lead to manipulation, and when you are open to manipulation, people can tell you, oh, you're not fat, you're just in the wrong body, or you don't need to work out hard for the next few months, you just have to take this pill, or you are not something, and then they sell you the solution. This if you ask any e-com guy, it's always attack the insecurities. And so this is the first thing, being truthful with yourself. But also, when you're truthful with others, you're gonna upgrade your environment, because you can clearly tell your friends, oh, I don't like what you're doing there, or I don't want to be with you when you do this and that. And then you're getting truthful, or not, oh, I don't have time today, or lying yourself out, and then people think it's okay, and you're never gonna upgrade your environment. You're never gonna be truthful. And if you're not truthful and you're just trying to be kind, then other people are the same with you, because they don't want to be harsh to you, they will just want to be kind like you are to them. And then you also don't get real feedback, and you need people who are just real. You need people that also say some difficult things sometimes, you need some resistance to approve your ideas, always some resistance to your ideas, always some people who tell you. And also, of course, it's better to hear it from people than from, if they talk in the back about you and shit. So there's the saying in the Bible, buy the truth and never sell it. This can be Bitcoin, if you see like, oh, it's more transparent than fiat, but it's not about Bitcoin. It's really about just staying true to yourself and just to others. And it's better to be hated for someone you actually are than to be loved for someone you are not. And also a man who is liked by everybody is respected by no one, because like, for what are you selling if you're just trying to be liked and shit? Like, you have to just be completely truthful. There's nothing wrong with that. And how it's gonna make your decisions better, this was the third point, basically. How it's gonna make your decisions better in a way that you can question everything fundamentally. Okay, so the deepest truth, the deepest logic behind it, really breaking things down. The reason why people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos are so successful, they didn't ask themselves what's the best next trend. They asked themselves, how can we change something fundamentally, based on fundamentals, what's going to be super important in the future. You can say, oh yeah, people always gonna like faster shipping, or people always gonna get from point A to B. Okay, and people always probably gonna be in a car for that, or whatever it is. So Musk focusing on transportation, Bezos focusing on good shipping, fast shipping. And you have to really be like, there's like this quote from I don't know, Henry Ford, I think. If you ask people what they want, they would say faster horses. So really, like, fundamentally, not what people think they want or what their next trend is, but really, like, fundamentally, how can we build something based on first principles, and that way you are more confident in your decisions. So I know for myself, like, people are still gonna buy things, so learning marketing is good, or people, all that stuff. But what you can also say is, okay, do I want to be a programmer? What is the value that a programmer, a coder provides? It's basically the communication between computers and humans, but this is gonna replace by AI, because vibe coding is already there and shit like that. Like, the language barrier gets deleted over time. So all this stuff. So really, this fundamental thinking, questioning everything, and not just doing it because everybody's doing it, or because you're gonna get liked for that opinion. Everybody going to school, it's the only right, and if you say something else, that's crazy, And so really question every principle. The Bible verse of the year 2024 was basically like, check everything and only stay with the truth. Otherwise, you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna be like, if you don't critique yourself, if you don't have people critiquing you, then, like, I noticed this on Discord. Like, some people, they are not trying to get you better. They're just trying to that you look at him like a nice person, and I really want to be like, I really want to just tell the people what they probably need to hear, because yeah, it can be inconvenient, but if you don't like, if people don't respect that, then they are also probably not the right friends. Like, you should really, like, just that should be your environment. If you don't have, like, truthful people around you, and just, like, if nobody tells you that you're fat or that you should probably lose weight, then like, something is wrong. I just remember, bro, like, one friend, he was coming out of the subway, and I was telling him, oh, I'm running every day, 5 a.m. I'm feeling super good, but I wasn't losing weight for the last 2 years since I've been doing that, or for the last year. And he asked me, why are you still fat, bro? And I really was like, fuck yeah, finally somebody, like, like, not hiding the truth, not being like, oh, but you're very, very, like, yeah, that's how it is, bro. And then you have no lies to live up to. You can be free. You are more confident. Like, I'm the person I say I am. And I know that the progress I'm making is there. Like when you, for example, you track your output, right? You have your calendar structure. You know how much you worked. You don't have to bump yourself in the chest and act like a monkey in front of the mirror. Like confidence really comes from within and comes from knowing what you did and what you can do, and that you are the person that you say you are. And that's why all this like is like bullshit. You can manifest as much as you want. You can bite yourself on the chest. You can be, but at the end of the day, like, do you trust yourself? Okay, some people find the truth in a religion. For example, some people look at Jesus like he's like a lucky charm, only when you are like worse off. But you can really say like, okay, I give you all my wealth, I give you like my life basically, and you should show me the truth. Like lead me the right path, and like as much truth, like find more about what truth really is. Like I noticed this with some people, they have like the lies are attached to a personality, and then you basically tell someone, oh, I don't know, I'm vegan, but then you eat meat, or you say like you have one opinion then that day and then the other opinion, like you're confusing. You don't have like a clear principles, nothing. You have this opinion, and then like I don't know, you have a new friend and he has that opinion, and now your opinion is suddenly changed with no reason whatsoever. Like I noticed this like so many times. People just changing their opinion out of nowhere. Like really, like they could be in one extreme, and then in the family, in the friends, one changes their opinion and suddenly a completely different person. So I'm always looking for like longevity, and like any relationship, it's always like something where you can actually like build trust, and also like be completely truthful. And the reason I'm yapping here is not because I read a script, write a script, or I put on a mask or something. It's really about the things I'm knowledgeable about already because I lived through them, and that way I can also confidently speak about them. Confidence comes from competence. So it's really about not this wishful thinking about how the world could be, but how it really is, and also to your, like this happened to me, but it happened to me, and now I'm the person that I am. And I also don't do like multiple takes and shit. Like okay, if like I get like if I'm close to other persons while recording, I sometimes have to pause and shit. So you can really get energy from your past, by saying, I accept my past, but also my future. I know when I know my future self, I can align myself with both visions. I can kind of imagine myself in the future, looking back on this. This kind of gives you energy. And I had this in school. Like I had to wear that mask of like for the teachers to get the good grades, but also to be kind. There we are again, to my classmates, because sometimes they would just ask me like things about topics where I thought, okay, that's like very negative to talk about, or that's like a little, not weird, but like it comes from very like evil or weak roots, and I'm I'm like what should I say? Like the truthful answers would get me suspended and shit, and I didn't want to get in any trouble in school. So this is kind of very painful to wear masks and to, but if you can just be 100% yourself, so in that sense, it's kind of okay, to lie in a system where you're forced to go to like school, like it's okay because you kind of have no choice, to get out of there. Like also for like some people that, for example, when they are teachers, they have to copy the lies of the system, otherwise they would get suspended, so it's kind of a slave position. Like I'm not, like I'm saying it how it is. I'm not like super fake energized and shit into the video. Like it is just however it is. And also, if you have like real friends, you always get, or like if you're confident in your decisions, you always get a problem on the root of it, because some friends, they will tell you, oh, no problem, just need to, I don't know, work out more or something. But the real problem could be your diet. Like some people, they just don't wanna really attack like the underlying problem, and their friends don't wanna be the guy who says the evil things. So I really wanna be a person that people can trust, and where people can see, okay, he has like a vision, and he is does not distort reality to fit his likings. That's like something very important to look out for, in my opinion. Like, there's nothing wrong with like being a little bit too optimistic or something. Like, you don't have to be like realistic of like, oh, I'm probably not gonna like all this. Like, you can be optimistic and stuff, but also like some people, you have to really think about, okay, who profits from that? You know, like who, like most of the time you can look at the money, like who makes money from that, but also like who has an incentive to tell you that, like how like what's the incentive and for the person, you know, and how much different sources and like, of course, you like, if you want to make the wrong decision, you should listen to everybody, of course, but you have to like always question where the information is coming from, you know, like what's the incentive to tell you that? Are these people really like, would they tell you that if they really like think that's in your best interest? And really, you need people that you can count on, that are honest to themselves, you know, that way, you know, they are also honest to other people. Like, if they lie to themselves, they probably lie to you. And the last final message should be for this video: don't upgrade your mask, you know, don't try to look more shiny, don't try to say more things. Upgrade the truth, change who you really are, and then portray that truth. So if you're always honest with yourself, and you know that you're always gonna be honest, then you have an incentive to actually change the person you are. And I hope this video helped you. There's another one on the screen. Yeah. Hope you learned something and it was valuable.